What's up, y'all? This is Antonionachio. Welcome back to Terraria. Last time we explored the sky worlds, explored sky islands that is actually above us in this entire world, and explored the underworld. From there, we actually got a few new items that some may save lives, and some actually makes things easier. And even this, which I did find and decided to equip because there's nothing else I can equip at the moment. But I can find something else at the moment. Anyways, I really don't have to find anything at the moment. But yeah, there's nothing really much in my inventory. I don't really need much of those anyway. Anyways, we're gonna go on ahead. I'm gonna show you something. So right here, I've expanded the house into another floor. So we got ourselves the witch doctor, the party girl, excuse me, and we also have the stylist movement here, so that's all I've been working on as much. I've also expanded my chest room as well into like having more chests, and every single one of them now has a name. In other words, it could be easier for me to figure out what kind of things I'm looking for in any situation. And other than that, this thing over here actually opens and closes the active stone block. These will pretty much activate the stone blocks by opening and closing, which pretty much solves the whole blood moon situation. But anyways, there's more. As I go up to this tree, it has 2 doors, but it also has something below, but I'll go ahead and show you later because I made myself a mushroom biome in my very own world. To be honest, it's not fully a mushroom biome yet because I've yet to expand this to make it a little bit bigger. So other than that, that's all I pretty much have. Anyways, back to the tree. We have right here is a platform. Yes, and there's double doors. Might as well close both of them. Might as well close both. There's a rope, just in case. Let's go and head down and see what's below. And if you're wondering, yes, this is a elevator. But you're also wondering where I got this armor set from. So as I play, this right here I have on the right is the molten armor set. And having a full set of this will give you 70% more melee damage, which means you'll be able to do a little bit more damage than you used to in this entire game. This armor set has by far the most defense in pre-hard mode. By far. Although shadow armor is pretty decent, molten armor is definitely a go-to since it has a lot of armor. And it kind of seems like we're about to reach the underworld, and boom! A new shelter! And some water that can actually break your fall and prevent you from dying as well. If you don't have the lucky horseshoe, whatever. But even then, we still got a bunch of items here. We also got a health fortress like I have in the room, just like I have at the house above. So we can get stuff like obsidian materials. I also have labels around them of all of them and stuff. So I also have labels for everything. And it looks a little bit better as usual. But even then, I do have banners. It took me a long time, so of course I'm going to end up getting banners of many enemies from the underworld. From the imp, demon, hellbat, and probably the flame lava slime. So it is kind of a pain in the apostle, but it's still worth it in the end. Because in the end, it's the only thing that matters is kind of creativity. But even then, I have gone from this part and expanded. Oh, there's a bone serpent by the way, which is pretty cool. Surfing! Bone surfing! I'll stop. Alright, as we keep going straight down to our left, this is probably pretty long because how ridiculously long this is. Also, my inventory is like nearly empty. Alright, so I got a trick to take it to think it's going down, man. As usual, on the left, there's usually a fire imp, which is also one of the most annoying enemies in the game. Oh, I got another fire banner for... Oh, that's another one for the shelter. That's great. So yeah, so the bone serpent over there is bone surfing, and this is where I stop. So this is pretty long to begin with. I did have some, so I'm gonna think about expanding this, and then eventually we'll face an enemy that many of you guys already know if you play this since the very beginning, the Wall of Flesh. But we're not gonna get into it until I've probably expanded or I'm probably ready. But even then, let's expand things and not get killed at least. So yeah, I'm probably just under the lava for a good reason, and that's because I have obsidian skin potions. As I mentioned in the last episode, you'll need obsidian, water leaves, fire blossoms, and obviously a water bottle. And for combining all those, you can get yourself an obsidian skin potion that can at least make you immune to the lava for at least 4 minutes. And that's a pretty good time, honestly. Considering the amount of time that you have, I think it's obviously a bit worth. I think it's obviously worth having because of the fact that it's just makes you immune to lava, and it makes it 10 times easier to mine hellstone. Well, minus all the enemies going around and attacking you from all directions, like this fire emblem on the upper rock from above, because it's so darn annoying. Okay, so that should at least shorten them out. Things we can do, but let's also block off this area so that way makes it a little bit, not only makes it easier on me, but also makes it easier to, but it also helps avoid the enemies as well. So let's go ahead and drain the lava. Looks like it's on drain, so we're gonna go ahead mine the rest of this. And continue on our path. So I wanted to ask you guys something, and I'm just wondering what's. I just want a question you can answer. So now in the comments, I just want to give you a question. Out of all the biomes in Terraria, before you eventually get to hard mode, what is your favorite biome? Put that down in the comments below, and then I'll see. And I'll let you guys know what my favorite is. It's probably either the corruption, or probably mine's either the underworld or probably just the crimson. Because I kind of like dark themes, kind of. But like, I've also like the corruption. It's kind of cool. Those were pretty much just my favorites. Before I eventually fight the last boss here in pre-hard mode, because like once you defeated the Wall of Flesh, there's probably no going back. Like if it's like everybody's gangsta until hard mode happens, you know what I mean? It tends to get a little bit more stressful because there are more difficult enemies in the process, and especially there's and as I mentioned, and there is a bunch of hard mode enemies with hard mode stuff. But like I said in episode 7, don't get me started with the hard mode counterparts of tomb crawlers. They're called dune splicers, obviously. So they're obviously called dune splicers. They're a lot larger than them, and they're bigger, they're faster, and obviously stronger, and even more terrifying in my personal opinion. Because they're freaking huge and just most terrifying things you could ever come across in a game like this. Well, let you guys know, Terraria is one of my favorite indie games in this entire series. It's one of my favorite indie games out there, alongside with Minecraft and some other things, but I'd rather not go into detail because Terraria is something that really, just like Minecraft, in my opinion. Even if you're stuck with survival mode with Terraria, you can pretty much use the items you gather to spread out your creativity and all. Like I heard there's like a creative mode for the PC version? I don't know. I don't know if there's like a creative mode for PC, but for the PC version of Terraria, but I might be wrong. But even then, I'm not 100% on that. It'd be pretty cool to see in action. So we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna probably just a little bit further. Probably the lake over there will be our stop to fight the wall of flesh. So once I get there, I'll go ahead and I'll probably just go ahead and gather the equipment I need, get all the stuff I would like to take before the final battle, so that way I can prepare myself in the long run. Because if I don't, well, you know, I'm dead. Alright guys, so I wanted to make the final preparations while I have. So today, obviously, I'll have the Godly Knight's Edge for its operative advantage. The Nightmare Pickaxe was probably... These two are probably not related. Anyways, we also have the Hellwing Bow, which is obviously a continuous one, but it also kind of is lacking accuracy at this point. But we also have some potions to go over. First, we have the Swiftness Potion, which increases our speed by a quarter, which makes it a little bit easier for us. We also have an Iron Skin Potion, which will increase our defense by 8, making things a little bit easier against the wall of flesh, especially in the long run. And we obviously have Archery Potion, which will help us out with the Hellwing bow, a little bit just attained. Swords would eventually help out a lot because of all like the hungries that you had to go against in this entire boss fight. And obviously the Hard Range Potion increases range for life hearts. In other words, if you kill like some of the mini enemy, like sub enemies, you'll be able to get some hearts, which you can use to which helps you pick up some hearts easier just to heal up and all. And then the last one we have up here is the Life Force Potion. I've recently got this one, and it increases your life by 20%. And from there, I guess there's no point but to go to the underworld to end things. Well guys, let's end things. Here we go. Spawning from the left, we have the Wall of Flesh. And also I have Hellfire arrows. I forgot about those, but like, okay. So at this point, he will start shooting arrows at you. These enemies that are coming out from them are called Hungries. And once you kill them, they'll drop hearts, which will help you regenerate health if you can. But with the Hard Range, Hard Force, it's actually a little bit easier because you'll be able to at least heal up a little quicker. Alright, looks like we're getting pretty close. Alright, it's kind of too much overpowered at this point. What the hell? Alright, but it's okay. We're still doing pretty good. We're still doing pretty good. We're still doing pretty good. Maybe if it's a little bit better if I go to some expert, but I'll eventually showcase an unexpert mode if I can. But even then, here are some of the enemies here. We're getting close to the end. We're getting close to the end. We're almost there. We're almost there. Alright, we're almost there. Ah! We did it! We have killed the Wall of Flesh. And from there, really janky. And from there, we have enabled hard mode because we have found a tortured soul on our right side of us. And another bow. Pretty much kills you, but there we go. Ancient spirits of light and dark have been released. There we go. Now we have new enemies. The tortured soul. Oh, and Garrett the guy. No, Brian! Anyways, the enemy down below me is actually not really an enemy because of the fact that, it's kind of a little bit of a reference, and it's basically, well, I'll probably tell you. I'll tell you at some point. Anyways, we have enabled hard mode. So let's get out of the world. Well, we have right here is the Ranger emblem, which is a equipable accessory which increases your range damage by 15%. And just basically gives you 3% damage. And the next thing we have here is the Pawn Hammer, in which is increased by, which does 31 melee damage, very strong knockback, although very weak speed, with a lot of, it has pretty decent hammer power as well. A lot better than the Meteor Ham Axe that I have right now. So from there, it can also destroy Demon Altars or Crimson Altars if you have the Crimson on your side. And you can use that to get new ores and get a little bit much better equipment for hard mode. But other than that, guys, I'm going to have to end it here. So thank you all for watching. If you like what you see, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And be sure to leave a like if you like what you see here. You can also leave a comment for any feedback and then probably answer the question that you can also answer the question I gave out, which is basically, what's your favorite biome here in Terraria? It has to be in the base game. It has to be like just from the main game, but not with any mods whatsoever. But even then, that's all I gotta say. So I'll see you guys next time. Have a nice day.